Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us. Sitting in the heart of the universe, we know your love is flowing through us.
अजय तलवार.
आम्ही माताजींच्या चरणासी आलो.
आम्ही माताजींच्या चरणासी आलो.
ओ चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो.
चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो.
आम्ही माताजींच्या चरणासी आलो.
आम्ही माताजींच्या चरणासी आलो.
ओ चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो.
चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो.
ओ चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो. जाणीवाची जीवा खाली नाही झाली.
जाणीवाची जीवा खाली नाही झाली.
शक्ती कुंडलिनी शरीरात व्यापिली.
शक्ती कुंडलिनी शरीरात व्यापिली.
ओ जाणीवाची जीवा खाली नाही झाली.
जाणीवाची जीवा खाली नाही झाली.
शक्ती कुंडलिनी शरीरात व्यापिली.
शक्ती कुंडलिनी शरीरात व्यापिली. शरणासी येत जागृतीचा आलो.
शरणासी येत जागृतीचा आलो. ओ चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो.
चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो.
ओ चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो. ज्ञान शक्तवामा ज्ञान जन दे.
ज्ञानशक्तवामा ज्ञान ज्ञान दे.
मात निर्मलाही विश्वची दयाळी.
माता निर्मलाही विश्वाची आई.
ओ ज्ञान शक्तवामा ज्ञान जन दे.
ज्ञानशक्तवामा ज्ञान ज्ञान दे.
मात निर्मलाही विश्वची दयाळी.
माता निर्मलाही विश्वाची आई. ज्ञान दूर होता अनुभव आलो.
ज्ञान दूर होत अनुभव आलो. ओ चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो.
चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो.
चैतन्य संगे अमृतात नालो. रामदेव संगे विष्णुचार्य संगे.
रामदेव संगे विष्णुचार्य संगे.
शक्तिवान Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri
Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to today's Ashram series episode. Good to see you all back again. It's great to see you all turning up to these weekly Wednesday sessions. Even though numbers have dropped from our 21 days series time, it's still good to see people coming, and we hope you're still enjoying the sessions. We're definitely trying to make sure that these sessions are still interactive and sort of fun and learning like the 21 day series used to be. And, you know, if you ever have any suggestions or something you really enjoyed in the session before and you'd like to see it again, don't hesitate to drop a message to, say, myself or one of the admins, so that we make sure that these sessions are still relevant, fun, interesting for you all as well. So what we will try and do is, as you can see in the first 7 sessions, we had that routine, a little bit of cleaning mother's photo, having the aarti. So we may not try and do that every time, so that we're not, you could say, stuck in a bit of a structure every single time. We do want to make these sessions more spontaneous, like the other series used to be. So yeah, we always welcome feedback. If you're enjoying it, great. We just want to make sure we're not creating any boredom or any, like I said, bit of a rigidity. We don't want that rigidity. That's not what Sahaja is about. So yeah, any feedback is always welcome to help improve what we can do for you guys to make these sessions enjoyable. So I hope you're all doing well. Great to see that love and support, you guys had for Monica in the chat group, and even for each other when you're asking each other for abundance or support. It's really lovely. So keep it up, guys. It just shows that, we are that sort of family that we've built in the last 8 months. And, anytime, if you're feeling you're going through a bit of a tough phase yourself, don't ever be shy to ask for abundance for yourself. I know it can be I get a bit shy too. I think we all do. But yeah, for those of you who do actually ask for it, it's a very brave step, because it isn't easy to sometimes say that, hey, I'm in a bit of a rut. I need a bit of vibrational support. And it's just amazing how that attention just lightens you up, and you just feel in a few minutes that, oh, okay, that stress or burden or worry has sort of lifted up. So keep it up. It's very lovely to see that bond still in the group. And we hope you're still enjoying your Sahaj journey. You're attending maybe your local collectives. As you know, we had birthday puja last week to celebrate Shri Mataji's 99th birthday. So put a comment if you attended a puja in your local city. We'd love to hear if you are venturing out now to your local collectives and attending pujas. So you can put a shout out there of a yes or no even, that's fine. And then also you would have seen, and I want to quickly share with you guys before we bring on Uncle Edwin, that you may have seen last week, we were also sending wishes in that group for another festival called Holi, Holi. So Holi, not sure if everyone's heard of it before. It's basically a really fun color festival. It's like one of my favorite festivals of all. And it's a festival where essentially, if you look at it face value, it's just throwing colored powders on each other and just having fun, dancing, enjoying the day. So if you've played Holi, if you're from an Indian background, you probably all know how fun Holi can be, or maybe some of you may not like Holi. Like I know some people try and shy away from it because they don't like getting dirty with all the colors and then the cleaning up in the end. But if you haven't experienced Holi, I would definitely recommend if you check out your local collective, if they're maybe playing and celebrating it amongst themselves, or even some cities around the world nowadays, they have like a lot of Indian communities that host Holi as well. And you can always try and join that to have a bit of fun if you wish, or if you ever were curious but didn't know what it was about and want to give it a go, you know, giving it a shot as well. I guess with coronavirus, it's a bit hard. And these days with cases rising, it's a bit hard to celebrate that festival because you're always in close contact and throwing colors at each other. But if you do get a chance, by all means, do try it out. So I thought I'd quickly share a little bit about what is this festival and its relevance in Sahaja Yoga. Because the beauty I find in Sahaj is we learn the deeper or more spiritual meaning of some of these events and festivals that are celebrated across different cultures and religions. We learn that extra level to it, that on a subtler level, why we all celebrate it. So I trust you can all see my screen and I didn't do the same mistake I did last time. So you can just see here, there's a collage of pictures. It's a really fun festival, like I've said. And there's a quote here by Shri Mataji that says that this festival of Holi, which was started by Shri Krishna or Leeladhar. Leeladhar means in Sanskrit, so Leela means play and Dhar means the one who does it. So the one who creates the play. So she's saying that Shri Krishna was that people should understand this is a play, the entire world is a play. So what you hear in Shri Mataji's talks is that Shri Vishnu incarnated sort of 9 times throughout the era of human history. And you had Shri Rama at one point, who, as you remember, looks after your right heart. And he was a righteous king. And he was quite serious. Like he was very obedient, a very righteous person, very responsible, but quite serious. So with all that seriousness, then the incarnation of Shri Krishna came, which you can see a picture of him here, playing Holi with Shri Radha, who is his feminine half. And Shri Krishna came along in a way and broke that seriousness. He tried to tell people, you know, don't be stuck in your rituals. Don't be doing pujas and meditations on hours of end, because even I think God gets bored. It's like, okay, go do something else now. And even yourself, you lose that joy because you don't feel that joy anymore if you're constantly, you know, trying to make yourself very conditioned that, oh, I must meditate. Oh, I must do this. Oh, I must do that. It kills the joy, basically. So he actually came up in a way, this festival of Holi. And there's a few reasons I was reading why Holi had started. One reason was that they say that Shri Krishna was actually quite dark colored. And I think they say that his mother always, I think they used to tease Shri Krishna, I think, for being that darker shade. So those colors were used to apply to, in a way, camouflage everyone so that everyone is identical, and you can't tell one person apart from the other. So in a way, it's a festival that unifies everyone because the colors brings everyone together and gets rid of animosities or any grudges that have happened in the past year. Holi is also celebrated at a time in March when spring is about to come in India. So the colors also actually have a meaning. Green means like prosperity in a way, or good harvest, nature. Blue is the peace and the color of Sri Krishna. They usually depict him as a blue person of a blue color. Red is color of love. So all these colors actually have meanings, the reason why they're thrown at each other. And then there is another reason as well, that they say that the name Holi came from, there was like an evil demon named Holika, who basically tried to, you could say, sabotage a devotee of Sri Vishnu, because this devotee's father was adamant that he should be worshipped above anyone else. But the son of this person was said, nope, Sri Vishnu or God is above us all. We need to worship him. So that angered his father a lot. It was his ego, basically. He was like a king. And so this father tried to send his sister, who was a bit of a demoness, and her name was Holika, and said, you need to basically sit with my son in your lap in the fire, kill him because he's not worshipping me, which is pretty harsh. And Sri Vishnu came and saved the day, and that Holika got destroyed. So that name is also derived from there. So traditionally, you have Holi, which this year was, I think, the 18th of March. And the night before, they do like a bit of a havan, which is where you light the fire to get rid of negativity. And then you celebrate with all the colors. So yeah, I just wanted to share a little bit of an insight. You can always read in your own time a bit more what it's about. But Shri Mataji has said it's a beautiful festival. It's a festival which is colorful, it's joyful, it's fun. Children love it and adults love it. It's really good. And it has that spiritual meaning as well behind it, that, yeah, we shouldn't take life too seriously as well. So without further ado, let's bring back a familiar face we haven't seen in a long time, Uncle Edwin from Townsville. You guys might remember him from our 21 Days series. So Uncle Edwin, are you there? Can you turn your camera on?
So, there you
Awesome,
go.
there we go. And I'll pass it on to him. So enjoy today's session, everyone. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you lovely people back and just chipping away at it. That's the beauty of Sahaja Yoga. When you get the taste of the purity, the joy, and all those things that takes off the edge and the stress out of life, life becomes beautiful. So today's program, I want to just take a minute to ponder where we are in our journey and try to look at some practical ways to help us through our challenging times, and also look at the fundamentals of Sahaja Yoga and how it can keep you still focused, still disciplined, and still connected. So I think the important thing to understand is to get back to basics sometimes. Sometimes we accumulate so much of information in the head that we can sometimes get caught up in it. But the whole objective of your self-realization and of touching the all-pervading power is to get into a state of thoughtless awareness. So it's a bit of a catch-22 situation, because you have to do things sensibly, and the way we do things sensibly at a human level, we analyze it, we try to understand it. And because our brain doesn't have the capacity to understand the divine realm and how the divine dynamics work, we tend to get caught in there, and our ego also runs amok in the head. So the whole objective of the exercise is to get into thoughtless awareness as many times in the day as you can, not only when you are sitting down in the morning or evening with your meditation. And to that end, I just want to give you some practical tips, which I use and I share amongst new seekers when they are struggling to get into this thoughtless state. And I find some of them are very practical, and I think a lot of you will be able to relate to some of the situations and how you can incorporate everything about Sahaja Yoga in your daily life. Because Sahaja Yoga is a living process. It's not something that sits in these virtual rooms or at our altars when we're meditating. It's everywhere. The divine is everywhere. All the living creatures in the sky, in the Mother Earth, in the water, and in the air. So, and seeing that we are made from those elements, when we can celebrate those elements anywhere and everywhere, and be respectful and thankful, then all those things, those ideas, those false ideas, the artificial ideas that we've accumulated as baggage over time, starts dissolving. So in order to get the power to dissolve all this negativity and all this toxicity that we live with and try to navigate, we need to, every opportunity we get, we need to try to become cleansed, purified, and balanced. So some of the practical things are like, sometimes you could be traveling to work in the car and there's a traffic jam. Now, some people in a traffic jam situation, some of them get very irate, some of them get very claustrophobic, some of them, depending what the situation is, they tend to get terribly agitated, which is not good for you if you've left home with a good meditation and you're relaxed. But these things tend to creep in from time to time, and that's how the negativity tends to irritate us. So what can you do in that situation if you find yourself in that situation? The simple thing to do is, you have the knowledge now. You know where your Kundalini is, you know where your chakras are, you know the left channel, the right channel, and you know that you need to be in the central channel to be most efficient and have the most power to deal with these negative emotions or situations. So what you do, rather than looking at everything outside and getting irritated with the fumes and things, just take a few deep breaths in. Take your attention inside. You don't have to close your eyes. You know where everything is. And therein lies the power of your attention. If you take your attention to your Kundalini while you're sitting in the car and maybe looking at the grass outside through the window, and just raise your Kundalini with your attention. You don't need to do the hand action and things like that, and because it can look a little crazy in the traffic jam trying to raise your Kundalini. So all you have to do is use your attention. Move your attention up. And generally when we get so irritated, we find that our heart rate gets all over the place, and our center heart generally gets irate, the heart chakra. So the heart chakra, to clear the heart chakra, is just breathing. You don't need a foot soak, you don't need anything. So in a practical sense, if you sat there, raised your Kundalini with the attention and just took a few deep breaths in and out and let it go, kept your attention above your head at the Sahasrara, because that is where your connection is with the all-pervading power, and force yourself to get into those habits. And every time you do it, every time you practice it, you'll find it'll get better. And the other important thing is to remember to be kind to yourself, to be patient with yourself, to love yourself. Because If you can't do it for yourself, nobody else is going to do it for you. So just be patient, and every day is going to throw different challenges. But the more you can get into thoughtless awareness, and the more you can be balanced, and the more you can stay in the center, the more powerful you're going to get, and the more benefits you'll get from getting rid of all those bad conditionings and bad habits. So that is just one example, but anywhere you are, if you master your chakras, even if you don't remember all the mantras and things, it's all about the feeling. What are you feeling in the heart? Because the stronger your connection gets to the all-pervading power, the more powerful you become, and the more you will rise from a state of thoughtless awareness to doubtless awareness. That's where we want to get to. Now, in doubtless awareness, typically, you know that the spirit is in the heart, you know that your Kundalini is looking after you, you know that the all-pervading power of divine love is all around you. And the fact that you have ascended to a state where you can actually feel your Kundalini on your hands or above your head, when you can feel that, that is the divine power with you. That is all the angels, all the deities, everybody looking after you. So that is where we want to get to in our meditation, in our spiritual ascent, to such an extent that we don't let the things that used to stress us out and worry us, because we know that the divine has a plan for us. We might not understand the details of the plan, but we can feel the peace, we can feel the joy, we can feel the love, we can feel the protection. And what that does is it gives us the confidence to ascend into all those righteous qualities of innocence, divine love, forgiveness, compassion, and the confidence to go about our business every day without any tensions. So every day there's an opportunity to do things differently. And the way I like to think about it is every day when you wake up in the morning, it's a new opportunity. Where's the opportunity in the day for your spiritual well-being? Now, the opportunity is, can I get into thoughtless awareness a few more times today? Can I overcome something that's been bothering for a long time, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's just generally in the environment? How am I feeling towards that? And that is where it's a good thing to sometimes take time out to reflect and say, okay, I've started Sahaja Yoga now, let's say 5 months ago. How can I count my blessings and my benefits? So, for example, simple things. I'll give you my example. The first thing that I found after I got my realization, my quality of sleep improved to such an extent that I didn't need as much sleep as I used to have before. And it was so restful. What it did when I woke up in the morning, I felt really energized. So that is like a tangible thing that you feel, you experience, and you can tick that box and say, yes, that is not coming from anywhere else, but it's coming from all my efforts in my meditation. All right? So in the same way, every one of us have got our own list or profile or whatever you want to call it of things that we'll be targeting to improve in our lives. So what we need to do is to keep that in mind and look at every situation. Now, in a work situation, for example, some people like to go to work just to talk a lot and have meetings and don't do any work. And they slow everybody down. You got a lot of work to do, but you have to go through this because there's a power play. They're higher up in the hierarchy and you have to go to the meeting. You can't avoid it. So you go into this meeting and you're listening to the same story. It's like a scratch record. You heard it 50,000 times, but you have to hear it again because people in power, it's a power play. So what do you do in that case? Instead of getting frustrated, just raise your Kundalini, take your attention to your Sahasrara and try practicing it. It doesn't come easy, but you got to practice. So you just take your attention with the eyes open, everything normal, but your attention is working. Lift your Kundalini up and keep your attention at the Sahasrara. What will happen is you'll zone out of the noise and you'll be enjoying the peace of the Kundalini at the Sahasrara. So those are some practical things that I think you need to think about what you can do. And the more you practice it, the better you will get at it. So that is where I just want to leave the talking for today, but just to remind us about what a beautiful, sophisticated, lovely piece of machinery we human beings are. I don't think there is a computer that can work as efficiently as our brain. And when you look at how we've been put together with so much of care, love, and delicacy, everything has been thought of. And if we just look after this being and bring it back to the center and stay balanced, most things the body can fix on its own if it's got all the resources. And in our case, thoughtless awareness, get rid of our catches, put our attention on pure things, get rid of those things that contaminate our ideas, contaminate our attention, and look at things that are pleasing to the spirit, and it'll get better. Just be patient, take it one day at a time, and it will get better. So I'll leave the talking there for a bit. What we will do now is we will raise our Kundalini, put ourselves in Bandhan, and just get into a meditative state. So let's all raise our Kundalini together, put ourselves in Bandhan. So let's all just take 3 deep breaths. We take a deep breath in, we hold it and release it slowly with our attention inside. So we can close our eyes, take a deep breath in, hold it, and release slowly. Breathe in, hold, release slowly. Deep breath in and hold. Release slowly. Now I'd like you to move your attention to the left Muladhara chakra, the first chakra on the left-hand side. And here we are going to sing one mantra to Shri Nirmal Ganesh, the deity that powers that left side of the Muladhara. So we can just sing it together. Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Nirmal Ganesha Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, by your grace, I am innocent. Please move your attention now to the center Muladhara, the base of your spine. And here we will sing one mantra to Shri Gauri Ganesha. Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Gauri Ganesha Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, please make me innocent. Move your attention to the right Muladhara chakra. And here we are going to sing one mantra to Shri Kartikeya. Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Kartikeya Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, please make me worthy of you. One mantra to Rakshas Hantri. Om Tvameva Saksha Rakshas Hantri Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Deve Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji, you are the destroyer of all the evil within me. Please destroy all the evil within me. Keep your attention on your Sahasrara chakra above your head and just try to clear your thoughts. Any thoughts come in, just say, I forgive, and watch them go. Let's sit in silence for a bit. And then in a few minutes, we will listen to Shri Mataji's talk that I've chosen for tonight through the Sahasrara. So please sit in silent meditation for a few minutes.
So in the whole evolutionary process, the Mother Earth has played a very big part through her axis. In the same way, in human beings, the axis is the most important. That's the main principle of life we have got, is our axis. We have to stand on our axis. Those who do not stand on their axis, stand more towards the left or towards the life, are capable of complete destruction. Because either they will be destroyed by too much of right side or too much of left side. So our axis has to be properly dealt with. Now those people who do not have a proper axis can have problems of different chakras, of different kind of quality in a person. A person who stretches his axis too much, puts back his head like this, is a person who is very right-sided and creates problem with his ego. And the one who absolutely bends down like a slavish person also is a person who goes towards his destructiveness. Now there's a big problem between these two types of people, one trying to dominate another, and when they start dominating another person, they actually destroy themselves as well as destroy the ones whom they are dominating. For example, now we have seen that we had Britishers who came here and ruled us. We have seen the French went and ruled some other people. Then there are Portuguese who went and ruled some other people. But everything that they did to dominate and all that has double reactions. First of all, by their domination, say, Indians became very slavish. Indians become, even today, they are extremely slavish and they do not have that independent axis as they should have. Extremely slavish people they are. Especially I see in the West, I'm surprised when the Indians go from here. I find they are so very slavish. They try to sort of do all kinds of slavish acts to please the white-skinned people. The white skin became sort of a very adorable stuff in it. That added to the ego of the whites. Added to the ego of the whites, and today you see what's happening is all that ego is destroying them. They are on the verge of destruction because of their ego. So it is so unnatural and it is so superficial. One has to understand that what is the best within a human being is his axis. And everybody has an axis, and one must respect the axis of every person. In Sahaja Yoga, I don't know you by your faces so much. I know you by your chakras, by your sushumna, what sort of a sushumna you have. If you have a deep sushumna, I know you as a deep person. If you have a superficial sushumna, I know you as a person with a very superficial type of a sushumna. And even if you make up something by sort of being very nice or good or talking about Sahaja Yoga or knowing too much about Sahaja Yoga and saying things which will baffle normally anyone as if you are masters of Sahaja Yoga, I know how deep you are. So the depth on the axis is more important than anything else. Your axis has to be very deep. Now you will say that, Mother, the axis is the same as it is. So how can it be deep? So in the axis, as you see, is made in human beings, is like a 3.5 coiled paper-like thing. And the inside of it is the Brahmanadi. The Brahmanadi is a very, very small little, we can call a very, very hair-like thing, where only a hair-like Kundalini can pass through. But when the person is deep, this Brahmanadi is bigger, and all the rest of them, which are coiled into each other, are smaller. While the people who are not deep, their outside, what you call the foldings, are bigger than the inside small thing. Now such people could be apparently very dynamic, may look very intelligent, may look very smart, may look to be very good looking, or whatever it may be outwardly. But inwardly they are not deep. Inwardly, if they are deep, their whole attitude is beautiful. They are very joy-giving people. They are very joy-giving. And the more, if you meet a person of another kind, he may look joyous, he may try to give you joy, but the joy won't be really that deep. It would be like a joy killing. So it is important for us to make our axis deeper. And that is where we lack the proper assiduity, the proper effort we have to put in. Now some people have automatically very deep axis. And some people have very, very, what should we say, a very constricted type of the axis. This axis has to be grown. Now when you come for my puja and all that, I do expand it, I agree. But it is a temporary thing. To retain it at that point, one has to work at home, in the collective also. One has to work very much at home with meditation. But it should be done seriously. It should not be just a joke, to be frivolous, to be stupid. That's not the way. It should be done very seriously, in the meaning that it is a devoted task you have taken. It's a meditative thing. It's a prayer to God. We can call it, it's a puja to God. Is to be done with that reverence. Because reverence is the key of achievement. If you have no reverence about yourself and no reverence of others, then it cannot be done. But first you must have reverence for your own life. What am I doing with my life? Where am I wasting it? Why should I waste it? Why should I be deep? After all, there must be some purpose of my life. Am I serving my purpose? Am I doing that? All these things, if they pop into your head, then you will understand it's very easy to fight out your ego. Because normally on small things people fight. I have seen that in Sahaja Yoga also, people fight on things like, it's so useless, absolutely useless. To me, it sounds stupid to even mention the way people fight over small things and quarrel. But a deep person, even if he doesn't speak much, even if he doesn't show off much, even if he doesn't sit in the front line, he expresses himself through his depth, because I can work out better through that. So to develop this, one must meditate. Important thing is to meditate. Every day, every day, every day. You may not eat your food one day, you may not sleep one day, you may not go to your office one day, you may not do anything that you are doing every day, but you must meditate every day. That's an important point to develop the central constricted part into a bigger area. Now, when that happens, that you start developing it, the first thing you will notice about yourself, that you do not care for any comfort. You're not bothered about any material thing. Whatever it is, you are above it. You just don't bother your head. Let it be. You just don't want to put your neck into a thing where you do not belong. You just get out of it and you think that, oh God, this is too much for me. I just don't care for it. So your whole attention now moves inward. When the attention starts moving inward, then it expands more. This is the inner part, which is called as the Brahmanadi, and starts expanding and expanding. Now, in small things also, say for example, if I have not mentioned somebody and mentioned somebody else, then they feel, oh, why didn't mother mention my name? It's too small a thing that it doesn't matter. As long as you have a deep axis, you are with me, I am with you, absolutely one with each other. But These outward things are, oh, she gave a nice sari to another one, she never gave us a sari, she didn't do this, didn't do that. All those things, if it comes to your head, that means absolutely is true that there is something lacking within you. Or if you try to complain, oh, I went there, I had to go by a bus and I had to stand on this thing, that shows that you are not comforted. This widening comforts you. That's the comforting thing. And that really makes you feel so comfortable in any circumstance, in any position, in any lifestyle. And you do not want to have any other comfort. And this one has to develop through meditative effort. Secondly is we have to know that Sahaja Yoga as it is today is a collective happening. I find, especially among Indian men, they never do any work with their hands, which is a wrong thing. Because they don't use their hands at all, their collectivity is poor, very poor. Indians have the worst collectivity. If you have an ashram, I don't know why should we build an ashram, nobody is going to stay there. They want to have their own houses, their own families, their own children. They are the worst of all for collectivity. The reason is Indian men never do any work with their hands. They cannot nail one nail. There are many like that. Leave alone repairing anything. They will stand with their hands on their hips and would just tell work to other people. See, there's a Marathi saying, very interesting, untavarun shedya hakne. That is to sit on a camel and to drive the goats. So that is very typical of Indian men. They cannot repair anything, they cannot do anything now. If supposing somebody is spreading something, they'll just stand like this, watch, they'll never put their hands to it. So for every Sahaja Yogi, it is important what we call as Sramadan. They have to do some Sramadan. Sramadan means the giving of some labor. And that is what we lack. That even if it comes to that, you better clean your house. You better clean outside of your house. Try to put some garden around your house. Try to paint your house. Do some sort of a work with your hand, which even if you don't have anything, you can even brush your hair or something like that. Whatever you think is the easiest you can start with, because I don't think people even do that. Even they don't shave themselves, they get a person to shave them. I mean, absolutely lazy lumps as that. Now, but on the contrary, we see in the West, people use their hands. Because of that, you see, because they can use their hands, they are very collective. So they score a point on being collective. While the Indians score a point because they are Indians and they have a heritage and they know what is Kundalini, they know about Ganesha, they know everything. So they score a point.
Let's keep our attention above our head and clear our root chakra, the Muladhara chakra, by listening to the Ganesha Tarvashisha. And if you can recite it and you know the words, please sing along. As you know, Shri Ganesha is the remover of obstacles, giver of wisdom, giver of innocence. And if the foundation is strong and all those qualities are established, then most things will work well for you. So we'll just take our attention to the Muladhara for a bit and move it up the central channel to the Sahasrara while we recite the Ganesha Tarvashisha.
श्री गणेश अथर्व शीर्ष।
नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षादात्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवुत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवचूर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वमानन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दाद्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयविष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रस्त्वम् इन्द्रस्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यस्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवः स्वरों गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादि तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तररूपम् नादसन्धानम् संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निक्षुद्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Keep your attention on your Sahasrara. Pay attention to your hands and see how you're feeling. Sit in this state and we'll listen to the Kavash of the Devi. Just go where the music takes you. If you recognize anything, this is general well-being, and basically we are singing praises to all the deities that look after all our different aspects. So we'll listen to Kavash of the Devi now.
अथ श्रीदेवी कवचम्। श्रीगणेशाय नमः। अस्य श्रीदेवी कवचस्य ब्रह्मा ऋषिः अनुष्टुप् छन्दः चामुण्डा देवता अङ्गन्यासोक्तमातरो बीजम् दिग्बन्धदेवतास्तत्त्वम् श्रीजगदम्बा प्रीत्यर्थे जपे विनियोगः। ॐ नमश्चण्डिकायै। ॐ मार्कण्डेय उवाच यद्गुह्यं परमं लोके सर्वरक्षाकरं नृणाम् यन्न कस्यचिदाख्यातं तन्मे ब्रूहि पितामह। ब्रह्मोवाच अस्ति गुह्यतमं विप्र सर्वभूतोपकारकम् देव्यास्तु कवचं पुण्यं तच्छृणुष्व महामुने। प्रथमं शैलपुत्रीति द्वितीयं ब्रह्मचारिणी तृतीयं चन्द्रघण्टेति कूष्माण्डेति चतुर्थकम् पञ्चमं स्कन्दमातेति षष्ठं कात्यायनीति च सप्तमं कालरात्रिश्च महागौरीति चाष्टमम् नवमं सिद्धिदात्री च नवदुर्गा प्रकीर्तिताः। उक्तान्येतानि नामानि ब्रह्मणैव महात्मना अग्निना दह्यमानस्तु शत्रुमध्ये गतोरणे विषमे दुर्गमे चैव भयार्ताः शरणं गताः न तेषां जायते किञ्चिदशुभं रणसङ्कटे नापदन्तस्य पश्यामि शोकदुःखभयं नहि यैस्तु भक्त्या स्मृता नूनं तेषां सिद्धिप्रजायते ये त्वां स्मरन्ति देवेशि रक्षसे तान्न संशयः प्रेतसंस्था तु चामुण्डा वाराही महिषासना ऐन्द्री गजसमारूढा वैष्णवी गरुडासना माहेश्वरी वृषारूढा कौमारी शिखिवाहना लक्ष्मी पद्मासना देवी पद्महस्ता हरिप्रिया श्वेतरूपधरा देवी ईश्वरी वृषवाहना ब्राह्मी हंससमारूढा सर्वाभरणभूषिता इत्येता मातरः सर्वाः सर्वयोगसमन्विताः नानाभरणशोभाढ्या नानारत्नोपशोभिताः दृश्यन्ते रथमारूढा देव्यः क्रोधसमाकुलाः शङ्खं चक्रं गदां शक्तिं हलं च मुसलायुधम् खेटकन्तोमरञ्चैव परशुं पाशमेव च कुन्तायुधं त्रिशूलञ्च शार्ङ्गमायुधमुत्तमम् दैत्यानां देहनाशाय भक्तानामभयाय च धारयन्त्यायुधानीत्थं देवानां च हिताय वै नमस्तेऽस्तु महारौद्रे महाघोरपराक्रमे महाबले महोत्साहे महाभयविनाशिनि त्राहि मां देवि दुष्प्रेक्ष्ये शत्रूणां भयवर्धिनि प्राच्यां रक्षतु मामैन्द्री अग्नेय्यामग्निदेवता दक्षिणेवतु वाराही नैऋत्यां खड्गधारिणी प्रतीच्यां वारुणी रक्षेद्वायव्यां मृगवाहिनी उदीच्यां रक्षकौबेरि ईशान्यां शूलधारिणी ऊर्ध्वं ब्रह्माणि मे रक्षे दधस्ताद्वैष्णवी तथा एवं दश दिशो रक्षे चामुण्डा शववाहना जया मे अग्रतस्थातु विजया स्थातु पृष्ठतः अजिता वामपार्श्वे तु दक्षिणे चापराजिता शिखां मे द्योतिनी रक्षे दुमामूर्ध्नि व्यवस्थिता मालाधरी ललाटे च भ्रुवौ रक्षेद्यशस्विनी त्रिनेत्रा च भ्रुवोर्मध्ये यमघण्टा च नासिके शङ्खिनी चक्षुषोर्मध्ये श्रोत्रयोर्द्वारवासिनी कपोलौ कालिका रक्षेत् कर्णमूले तु शाङ्करी नासिकायां सुगन्धा च उत्तरोष्ठे च चर्चिका अधरे चामृतकला जिह्वायां च सरस्वती दन्तान् रक्षतु कौमारी कण्ठमध्ये तु चण्डिका घण्टिकां चित्रघण्टा च महामाया च तालुके कामाक्षी चिबुकं रक्षेद्वाचं मे सर्वमङ्गला ग्रीवायां भद्रकाली च पृष्ठवंशे धनुर्धरी नीलग्रीवा बहिः कण्ठे नलिकान्नलकूबरी खड्गधारिण्युभौ स्कन्धौ बाहू मे वज्रधारिणी हस्तयोर्दण्डिनी रक्षेदम्बिका चाङ्गुलीस्तथा नखाञ्छूलेश्वरी रक्षेत् कुक्षौ रक्षेन्नलेश्वरी स्तनौ रक्षेन्महालक्ष्मीर्मनःशोकविनाशिनी हृदये ललिता देवी उदरे शूलधारिणी नाभौ च कामिनी रक्षेद्गुह्यं गुह्येश्वरी तथा कट्यां भगवती रक्षेज्जानुनी विन्ध्यवासिनी भूतनाथा च मेढ्रं मे ऊरू महिषवाहिनी जङ्घे महाबला प्रोक्ता सर्वकामप्रदायिनी गुल्फयोर्नारसिंही च पादौ चामिततेजसी पादाङ्गुली श्रीर्मे रक्षेत् पादाधस्तलवासिनी नखान्दंष्ट्रान्कराली च केशांश्चैवोर्ध्वकेशिनी रोमकूपेषु कौबेरी त्वचं वागीश्वरी तथा रक्तमज्जावसा मांसान्यस्थिमेदांसि पार्वती अन्त्राणि कालरात्रिश्च पित्तं च मुकुटेश्वरी पद्मावती पद्मकोशे कफे चूडामणिस्तथा ज्वालामुखी नखज्वाला अभेद्या सर्वसन्धिषु शुक्रं ब्रह्माणि मे रक्षेच्छायां छत्रेश्वरी तथा अहङ्कारं मनोबुद्धिं रक्ष मे धर्मचारिणी प्राणापानौ तथा व्यानं समानो दानमेव च वज्रहस्ता च मे रक्षेत् प्राणकल्याणशोभना रसे रूपे च गन्धे च शब्दे स्पर्शे च योगिनी सत्वं रजस्तमश्चैव रक्षेन्नारायणी सदा आयु रक्षतु वाराहि धर्म रक्षतु वैष्णवी यशः कीर्तिं च लक्ष्मीं च सदा रक्षतु वैष्णवी गोत्रमिन्द्राणि मे रक्षेत् पशून् मे रक्ष चण्डिके पुत्रान् रक्षेन्महालक्ष्मीर्भार्यां रक्षतु भैरवी मार्गं क्षेमकरी रक्षेद्विजया सर्वतः स्थिता रक्षाहीनं तु यत्स्थानं वर्जितं कवचेन तु तत्सर्वं रक्ष मे देवी जयन्ती पापनाशिनी पदमेकं न गच्छेत्तु यदीच्छेच्छुभमात्मनः कवचेनावृतो नित्यं यत्र यत्राधिगच्छति तत्र तत्रार्थलाभश्च विजयः सार्वकामिकः यं यं कामयते कामं तं तं प्राप्नोति निश्चितम् परमैश्वर्यमतुलं प्राप्स्यते भूतले पुमान् निर्भयो जायते मर्त्यः सङ्ग्रामेष्वपराजितः त्रैलोक्ये तु भवेत् पूज्यः कवचेनावृतः पुमान् इदं तु देव्याः कवचं देवानामपि दुर्लभम् यः पठेत् प्रयतो नित्यं त्रिसन्ध्यं श्रद्धयान्वितः दैवी कला भवेत् तस्य त्रैलोक्येष्वपराजितः जीवेद्वर्षशतं साग्रमपमृत्युविवर्जितः नश्यन्ति व्याधयः सर्वे लूता विस्फोटकादयः स्थावरं जङ्गमं वापि कृत्रिमं चापि यद्विषम् अभिचाराणि सर्वाणि मन्त्रयन्त्राणि भूतले भूचराख्येचराश्चैव जलजाश्चोपदेशिकाः सहजाकुलजा माला शाकिनी डाकिनी तथा अन्तरिक्षचरा घोरा डाकिन्यश्च महाबलाः ग्रहभूतपिशाचाश्च यक्षगन्धर्वराक्षसाः ब्रह्मराक्षसवेताला कूष्माण्डा भैरवादयः नश्यन्ति दर्शनात् तस्य कवचे हृदि संस्थिते मानोन्नतिर्भवेद्राज्ञस्तेजो वृद्धिकरं परम् यशसा वर्धते सोऽपि कीर्तिमण्डितभूतले जपेत् सप्तशतीं चण्डीं कृत्वा तु कवचं पुरा यावद्भूमण्डलं धत्ते सशैलवनकाननं तावत् तिष्ठति मेदिन्यां सन्ततिः पुत्रपौत्रिकी देहान्ते परमं स्थानं यत्सुरैरपि दुर्लभम् प्राप्नोति पुरुषो नित्यं महामाया प्रसादतः लभते परमं रूपं शिवेन सह मोदते इति श्रीवराहपुराणे हरिहरब्रह्मविरचितं देव्या कवचं सम्पूर्णम् ॐ
We'll sing the last of the three great mantras to finish the program. Om Tvameva Saksham Shri Kalaki Saksham Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradayane Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Mataji. we humbly pray to you and ask for your blessings for what's happening in the world today to so many innocent people. You know what's going on. You understand the divine's plan for this world, specifically the war in Ukraine at the moment. We humbly pray and ask that you unleash your Mahakali powers, energize your weapons, and destroy all the negativity and the devils that are hurting the innocent people that are getting caught in the crossfire. Mother, we surrender this to you from our hearts, as we do not have the capacity to deal with this, and we understand that. Mother, we humbly pray and ask that you please remove all the obstacles in the way of our spiritual ascent in order for us to reach a state of doubtless awareness, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Shri Mataji, we know that you are the creator, the doer, the enjoyer. We do nothing, Mother. We are totally devoted to you, and our only desire is to please you. Shri Mataji, we thank you again and again and again for being here with us, wherever we are, protecting us, guiding us, watching over us, loving us, and organizing us. We are eternally grateful to you, Mother. We love you, Mother. Jai Shri Mataji. I thank all you lovely people for attending tonight. I hope you enjoyed the program. This is the official end of the program, but I'm sure there'll be some music playing for those that want to still stay and enjoy themselves. And I hope you've had as much fun with this program today as much as I've had to present this program to you. Thank you very much, and good day to all of you. Jai Shri Mataji.
Jai Shri Mataji, everyone. Thank you for a wonderful session, Uncle. We'll continue with a number of bhajans.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. See you in the next session. Jai Shri Mataji. Good night.
Jai Shri Mataji. Good night.